We'll talk to Benson. Hello, everybody. Greg Busby here at Colonel Field, along with Henderson County High School boys soccer coach Benson Pryor. Bill Stevens, our producer tonight. Welcome to the WSON Facebook page video stream of the girls' 6th District Championship game tonight between the Henderson County Lady Colonels and the Webster County Lady Trojans. It is a little breezy out here tonight, so we'll do our best to protect the mic tonight and hopefully don't get a lot of wind in it. But Benson Pryor will have the call for us of this matchup tonight between the girls of Henderson County and the girls of Webster County. Benson, first let's start the congratulations to your guys. Convincing victory last night. A wild season for sure, unlike any other, but I know you got to feel pretty good about your team headed into regionals next week.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been working on a lot of things, and I think we're starting to see some of it click. We look back at our last few games where we saw our game with McCracken County, where in the second half we were able to come back against like number 12 team in the state, and then we went in, had to sit out for a little bit, and then we finally got to play Apollo, and we went over and played Apollo really strong, and they actually just moved into their district championship game, which I think will be played tomorrow night. But we played really well against them, and then we braved it up, and we decided to play Davis County one more time, and we actually saw some really big improvements, some really encouraging points, and then that carried into last night where, when the game started, they threw something at us that we don't typically see. They played a real high line, trying to catch us offside, and it just took a minute to get our feet and find that pattern. But then once we did, it was pretty smooth sailing from there as far as being able to defend, but also being able to find the passes that were going to work, and just super, very, very impressed with the guys and the unselfishness. We had 10 goals with, I believe, 6 goal scorers, 6 or 7 guys scored, and I think 8 guys had assists. So pretty overall, pretty good team game last night.
We'll hear from the voice of Colonel Field, I believe, momentarily from Danny Perkins. Here's Danny right now, right on cue.
And gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. National High School Federation and the Kentucky High School Athletic Association require officials to enforce sportsmanship rules. High school athletics emphasize positive values. All of us have worked hard to create a sense of teamwork, respect, responsibility, and perspective. We remind you that we expect good behavior and will quickly penalize misconduct. We encourage and appreciate your help. Let this competition reflect mutual respect among all participants and officials. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Colonel Field on the campus of Henderson County High School for the 6th District Girls Soccer Tournament Championship game. This evening's contest features the Webster County High School Lady Trojans, and the Henderson County Lady Colonels. And now introducing the starting lineups. First, let's welcome the visiting team on the scoreboard. From Dixon, Kentucky, the Webster County High School Lady Trojans. In the goal, David E. McLean. Number 4, Cameron Pratt. Number 5, Brooke Shepard. Number 14, Brooklyn Conrad. Number 15, Paige Shepard. Number 17, Abby Mikulak. Number 20, Hannah Corbin. Number 23, Mia Morales. Number 25, Sarah Garrett. Number 27, Morgan Williams. And number 29, Maggie White. Webster County High School coached by Matt Pratt, assisted by Corey Garrett. And now introducing the home team on the scoreboard, the Henderson County Lady Colonels. In the goal, Ashby Greenwell. Number 4, Reese Crafton. Number 5, Macy Onstock. Number 6, Isabella McChesney. Number 7, Ilana Hall. Number 10, Ashton Lynham. Number 12, Nadia Gilbert. Number 21, Cecilia Palumo. Number 22, Caitlin Honeycutt. Number 25, Kate Rush. And number 27, Caden Walker. Henderson County coached by Ben Dempsey. He's assisted by Courtney Gallion and Kristen Poole. Good luck to both teams.
And our coverage here on WSON being brought to you by Evansville Teachers Federal Credit Union, Henderson Ford, Rockhouse on the River, and Smith Hart Insurance Agency. Here's Benson Pryor with the play-by-play of the Lady Colonels and the Lady Trojans.
All right, what you're seeing here is right now is Henderson County on possession of the ball, and the Maroon going from left to right. And Webster County in their white, gray, and white going right to left on your screen. Webster County getting some early possession deep and offside. I know Coach Dempsey's right now, he's looking to get out early, try to get some early connections, find these early passes and some early opportunities in front of goal. But at the same time, being willing to keep possession. What a fantastic ball from Reese Crafton to put CeCe Palumo in, putting pressure on and earn a corner kick. Oh, okay. Looks like it's going to go with the goal kick there.
Yeah, pretty amazing, Benson, with the Lady Colonels. Lost their first game of the year to a very good Castle team shutout, but then since then have won every game shutting out their opponent. So obviously their defense has been great to this season.
Absolutely. Has a ton of senior leadership in the back, starting in the goal with Ashley Greenwell. And then in the middle with Caitlin Honeycutt and Reese Crafton. There's just a ton of senior leadership there. A lot of big soccer games been played between those three players. Understanding of how to play, how to cut off angles, and really defend as a group, organize their back line, which allows his outside backs to be a little more aggressive and get forward in games like tonight where they're going to have a little more opportunity to possess and attack. Really giving them a benefit, along with Kate Rush in the middle and Alana Hall. But yeah, that was a tough game. You know, the Castle game was a tough game to start with after, I believe at that point it was actually maybe their 7th game. It was like their 6th or 7th game. And Henderson, the girls, the Lady Colonels, they were coming in cold. We'd only had 2 weeks of practice. So that was a tough game. I'd like to think Ben would like to have that one back, maybe with a little more experience and a little more game under his belt, because he has several younger players that are contributing now that, they're not freshmen anymore. They're experienced freshmen. They're experienced sophomores getting some really good minutes. And Nadia Gilbert here on the ball. Nice pass back to CeCe. There we go, CeCe. Nice and strong shot. on the top of the line. Very well done. Her willingness there just not to quit on the ball, to continue to battle on top of the 18 was a big deal. And that's kind of what he's looking for, get that early jump. 1 goal in the first 3 minutes to get that early jump out on a team. This game earlier in the year, not saying that it will, but this game early in the year was a 10-0 mercy rule. For our fans maybe not listening, or maybe who are listening at home, maybe don't know what the mercy rule is. Kentucky several years ago adopted a rule to, if you go up 10 at any point in the second half, the game's over. That kind of eliminates teams from being able to sit there and play for 80 minutes and run up scores. And that was CC's 11th goal on the season. CC Bluma, that's her 11th goal on the season. And they do such a good job attacking. They actually spread that attacking threat around. Here comes freshman. Oh, very unlucky for Ashton Lynham. But right place, right time, very well struck, just unlucky. Those round goal posts, sometimes they'll kick them out and sometimes they kick them right in for you. She was on the unlucky end of that one. We got Nadia Gilbert. We're happy to see her playing this year. I think Ben's done I don't know if it's the lack of playing time in games, but I think the girls' side especially this year, he's avoided some major injuries and some major losses this year. So, they've been able to stay together as a unit and continue to improve as a unit. It's always difficult when you're having to shuffle your formation and your lineup due to injuries. There we go. We got a fight for the ball. Very well done. Both teams. Yeah, Ashton Lynham as a freshman, she's one that coming in early probably in that Castle game. Maybe it was a little bit of an eye-opener. I think now she'd probably come in. I think she'd be able to come in and really compete with that team. But as you can see in the back, back here, Ben's trying to make sure they stay one up. Actually, they're 2 up in the back. Castle, as we were talking about that. The Webster County player, she's a talented player. So they're making sure they squeeze her and don't let her have an option. Great ball back in. Keeper handles that. Yep, big win from Caitlin Honeycutt there. Press through the middle. Play Ashton Lynham out. She's going to get to it. No, just a little too hot. Looks like 2 of our officials are from last night's game. And in the middle we have Gustavo Tamero, who calls a lot of NCAA games. Calls a lot of college men's and women's games. Good switch of the ball, moving the ball from side to side, trying to stretch the defense out, make them difficult for them to keep their marks, trying to open up holes. Right now, Webster's just playing that top of the 18, making it real hard for Henderson to find the gaps to get inside. At some point, Ben's probably going to want them to think about attacking from the width. And at the 33-minute mark, we're still tied. We're still at 1-0 in favor of the current Lady Colonels. But they continue to apply pressure. Here we go. Here's a great opportunity. Yep. Take it back a little early. Nope. Unlucky. Unlucky there from Isabella McChesney. Player who's definitely improved over the course of the season for Ben. I know he's been really excited about her improvement this year.
I know, Benson, you like Ben over the years, you seem to be playing your best soccer at the right time, come late October. Obviously a little bit different this year when you basically got a third of the season in, but do you feel like for you guys, maybe the started Lady Colonel team, you're kind of peaking at the right time?
I do. I think both of us are starting to peak at the right time. That's when Ben and I were actually talking about that the other day. Here we go. We got a great opportunity for Isabella again. Blocked by the Webster County player. Ashton Lynham on the ball again, getting that early cross in. Nadi on the ball. Layoff. Good passing right there in the middle of the field, even with all the Webster County players trying to clog it up. Yeah, I do believe we're playing some of our best soccer at the right time. It's, as Ben and I were talking about, we're process coaches. Like we like to take a whole year to play well. Sometimes it takes a whole season to get where you want to get. This year we had to fast forward things a little bit more than I normally would, but it's working out. Oh, Macy Onstadt with a really good individual effort there.
Goal for the Lady Colonels.
That's 2-0 at the 32nd minute. Goal by Macy Onstadt, a great individual effort to pick a ball up in the midfield and carry in, firing a goal past the keeper. You can kind of see the difference in the approach from last night's boys game, whereas the girls are dropping, Webster County's girls are dropping their line all the way back to the top of the 18 versus last night their boys were pulling all the way up to the center circle, making things difficult for us there. But that was Macy Onstadt's 5th goal on the season to put the Colonels ahead 2-0. Maybe an injury to a player.
Substitution for the Lady Trojans, number 30.
I'm not sure.
Number 11.
Maybe a slight injury or something to a player. Stoppage time. Colonel's moving the ball up the line on the throw here. Yep. Handball on Ashton Lynham there. Sorry about that. I listened to Ben last night, and he was so good. I joked with him. I said, "Your voice is like butter." I was like, well, I wish I could have went first. Now I'm like, I see what he's talking about. Caught out of bounds. That was pretty close. That would have been a great counterattack opportunity for the Colonels before they could set their numbers.
Yeah, Ben told me he gets caught, watching a little bit, looking, and I kind of asked him the same question. I'll ask you, Benson, when you're watching a game, really no matter who's playing, but when you're watching a game, what are you kind of looking for out there?
I'm always looking for players who want to be in the game, who are showing effort and energy. Some days, you're just not going to have your best day, and I'm always looking for that kid who even if they're not on their best day, they're bringing some energy, they're bringing something to the team. And especially when I'm watching, I like watching players who want to be on the ball and make things happen for their team. You've seen that a couple of times already with Ashton Lynham, with Nadia Gilbert, with CeCe Palumo. You've seen it a few times with some of the other players, even, Macy Onstadt coming forward and Caitlin Honeycutt coming forward, wanting to be on the ball and wanting to make things happen. Sometimes in games where you feel like you're overmatching your opponent, kind of like tonight with Henderson and Webster, it's easy to maybe hit the snooze button a little bit. But you always want to see in games like this who's coming out to compete, because at the end of the day, after tonight, there's no more opportunities. Your only game you get left is this one and the next one. Is the only thing that's promised. So you like seeing those kids trying to be sharp as they go into the postseason tournament. But yeah, I think that's it. And you like seeing good soccer, and you always come to watch Henderson girls. They play good soccer. They play a good brand of soccer. They're super organized on defense. I think sometimes people look at Ben and they see some of these juggernaut offense teams he's had over the last few years, and rightfully so. But then you watch them play defense and realize that, they just don't give up a whole lot. They bend, but they rarely ever break. Looks like we have a corner, throw in down here deep in the corner for the Lady Colonels. Lady Colonels are in a corner kick there. And at the 28-minute mark, we just cracked into 28 minutes, Lady Colonels are still ahead 2-0. You see the Lady Colonels kind of putting a lot of pressure on that near post, making it hard for the keeper to see the ball, and if the ball comes in low and hard, it's going to make it hard for her to be able to react to it. And unlucky there, but they actually probably ran that on about as well as they could probably hope. They're going to move the ball around and go right back into Reese Crafton and watch the ball go the other direction. There we go. Going to strip and make Webster County move and hope somebody doesn't move or hope somebody moves too far away. Got good understanding from Lady Colonels there, just where to be. You can see they know where to be on the field, to support the next pass. Big ball in there from Ashton Lynham. Nadia Gilbert puts her head on it, makes a little bit of a mess of it. Elena Hall passes off. A little too much there from CC. We got another beautiful night tonight. And couldn't ask for better weather. Shorts and a jacket weather. Perfect. I want to thank, while we're waiting for the throw in here, thank WSON for coming out and doing this for us and being in support. We've had several hundred people watch the game from last night and our Davis County game earlier. It's just a great thing to be able to showcase some of the kids and showcase some of their hard work, given how limited we are in capacity to get people in the stadium. And great play, great movement of the ball there and movement off the ball from Lady Colonels. Ashton Lynham, very well taken. Strong left foot from the freshman. Okay, Rush winning the ball and continues. That's just the pattern you're going to see pretty much for however long this game lasts. If it lasts a full 80 or ends a little short, you're going to see the Lady Colonels winning the ball and making the correct pass. Great movement of the ball, and then continue to watch it move and go back out the other direction again. Great ball in. Unfortunately, maybe a little offsides.
Got to give us a moment, Benson, to thank our sponsors of our Henderson County High School Fall Sports video stream. Those include Evansville Teachers Federal Credit Union, Henderson Ford, Rock House on the River, and Smith Art Insurance Agency. Back on the stream Friday night with the Colonel football team as they're home against Davis County. Big soccer matchup tonight, 6th District Girls Championship with Henderson on top 2-0 with 25 minutes left in the opening half. Back to Benson.
Thank you, Greg. Webster getting a little bit of the ball there, handball. So they're going to get an opportunity to maybe play a ball deeper into the Henderson County defensive third. Here you can see Ashton Lynham. Yeah, they're telling Ashton Lynham to stay, or they're bringing her in to help. Ashby Greenwell collects that routine collection. Webster County did a good job of sending a couple people in just to make it a little exciting. And well done from CC to put pressure on that ball. It's amazing that when I got up here, Greg, I thought my hat was going to fly off into the baseball field, and now it's all gone.
It is. It just a little breeze went through there, and for about 10 minutes, you're right, it's pretty calm out here for the moment. Glad it is, because it was right in our face.
Yeah, well, it was coming right in. My eyes were starting to burn. And
In for the Lady Colonels, number 9, Carice Toombs.
One of the things that amazes me whenever you watch the Lady Colonels play, a good opportunity, is how often they can keep their throw-ins as possession. On average, it's about 80% of throw-ins become turnovers for the other team. So it was something whenever I was young, I used to argue with the refs about winning the ball, but then as I got older and realized that it's kind of pointless, just let them have it and we'll just go win it back. More movement. I'd have to think, even with the maybe, I'm sure Ben would like to have a couple more on the scoreboard there, and that just inside a 23-minute mark, being up 2-0, I'm sure he'd like to have a couple more. But I think he'd have to be happy with their play so far. Isabella's going to battle here, put pressure and earn a throw in for the Lady Colonels. That low block that Webster County's playing with and setting up on top of the 18, it's really giving them trouble right now. I think, like I said, I would imagine if he's not already pulling girls off and some of the girls off and talking to him about going around it versus through it, he's probably going to start. I think they're going to need to get down line and pull the ball and make for easy redirection and tap ins. And here we go, getting the ball back in play. See, another throw in for the Lady Colonels. You see how sometimes it's hard to keep the ball at this level. And I mean, that goes all the way to the college level. It's about an 80% turnover rate. But the Lady Colonels do a very good job of maintaining possession through these. See the hard work there. Got her for offside. Hannah Austin offside there. You want to be in her back there. Not foul. I mean, that's the key. We always want to coach your players to get into the player's back because that means they can't go towards your goal. But you don't want to run through them. We had a few of those last night in the boys' game where we had to talk about it like you've already done most of the job. Just let them do the rest. A little bit of skill there to get out. Easy play into Caitlin. There we go, and they're connecting to get out. You got to stay involved. 27. Caden Walker just took a little bit off. She thought, I'm figuring the way they moved the ball from side to side, she thought that ball was probably going to head the other direction. And center official calls that one. He's going to give it back to Henderson. Good play. Yep. There you see, like we were talking about earlier, just the improvement of Isabella McChesney over the course of the season to be able to be calm in that situation. A lot of kids who get in a hurry and make a big mistake, and even right there, just a simple little soccer play. Yep. Got through. You can see a little bit of pace, a little bit of effort. Looks like they moved Ashton Lynham over to the left side. Ref's telling them to get up. That's always a tough one. I think if you see refs, I think sometimes this game's not, this game's it's still in the balance right now, and I think he doesn't want to give a penalty to maybe unsettle that. Yep. She earned that foul. I think they got a little chippy on that last play.
I think that's what it looked like there. He kind of gave him some leeway you mentioned early on, but
yep.
Second time around he got the call for the whistle.
And they always use, like we always say as coaches, they always get the second one. Maybe Ashton got her a little bit before, and that was just a little bit of payback. They're always going to get you. When you come in with payback, they're always going to get you.
And you mentioned that's the experienced official over there, too. And I was kind of asked Ben this last night. Did you see a change in officiating the farther you go in the playoffs? So they loosen up, tighten up? Do you ever see any kind of change, or does it stay pretty consistent?
Actually, it kind of is pretty fluid, really. It's all like, you go into one game, you'll have one official from one region who wants to call everything super tight. Then you'll go to the next region and they'll be a little more loose and let the kids play a little bit more. I think in the end, one of the things that you're always going to see is them just trying to protect the kids from getting out of control and possibly hurting each other or hurting themselves in a play. And that's what they're trying to minimize, are those types of plays. And also realizing that it's high school sports and high school kids are emotional, and that they might do something out of emotion if they get too upset, and they try to minimize like those type of outbursts and plays. So they try to rein those fouls in. Sometimes you're like, I don't know if that was really a foul, but they got to keep control of the game. As long as they're consistent throughout the game, and are in position. That's always our thing that we're talking to. Webster County getting some good pressure in there deep. Absolutely.
First time in a while we've seen Webster County here on attacking the Lady Colonels, their goal.
Yeah, I think that's probably the deepest they've been since the opening whistle when they got the ball down deep into the corner here, and had a great opportunity. And Reese Crafton did enough to clean it up. Setting up for a corner kick. You can see Henderson puts one on the near post to protect any kind of near post play. And a big win, easy win there. And now we're going to attack with pace. You got Crease Toombs going to attack with a little bit of pace on the outside. Player in. Nice ball. Just a little wide there. Great counterattack soccer. I mean, again, because they're trying to keep those numbers back. That's going to be another way that Henderson can look to get in, is if they can get that back line of 4 to even just come up, another 20 yards to give them just that much more space to get in behind. Good play. Kind of feel a little bit like right now, like Webster County's catching a little second wind and finding a little bit of confidence in themselves that they're only down 2-0 right now. But, opportunity in front of net can change that real quick. Let's see, a little bit of difference between the way we played last night and the way they're playing. The girls are playing tonight. You can see their willingness just to, hey, we're just going to pass the ball. We're going to keep the ball. My guys were in a big hurry last night. That was one of our talking points today at practice. Man, we played really fast. We played really in a big hurry and sloppy at times because we were trying to play so fast. But, you're watching the girls are able to move the ball around. Eventually, that's going to put pressure on Webster County. And at the about 14 minutes left in the half, Henderson County Lady Colonels still leading 2-0.
In for the Lady Colonels, number 8, Terriana Onan, and number 20, Brook Taylor.
Well, we got Brook Taylor and Terriana Onan coming into the game. Brook Taylor, another freshman that, has a huge upside for the Lady Colonels, along with Ashton Lynham. Mother was Mickey Bouzier. Her father was a PE teacher at the high school, was my dance teacher whenever I was a sophomore in high school. She was, I believe she was an all-state player. Her dad is Clay Taylor, who was I believe, an all-state player on the boys team for the Colonels. I played alongside Clay growing up, and he actually went to University of Louisville and was on the men's soccer team, but was unable to continue as he just had he had a real bad knee injury his senior year that really prevented him from ever getting back to the position he was in before that. Good. You can see the work that Ashton Lionel puts on the other team. She's just constantly a threat and always making them have to work. Dangerous player like that. Yep. Looking to feed that into CC. Both teams working real hard to battle for that ball. There you go, CC. Getting down, taking a little contact. Good move in the corner. Another good move. Yeah, well done. Yeah. And keeper comes out and collects it. Dangerous moment there. Again, that's another one of those moments where you just bend, you don't break. Webster County is really holding it together right now, making life hard for the Colonels, for the Lady Colonels out there. About 14 minutes. Still 2-0. Now you can kind of even see that it looks like it's a 5-player back line for Webster County. They're really stretching it out across that 18. And got an offside call. Yeah, it looks like Webster has fallen into a 5-4-1, whereas they would. More modern terminology, they would actually call it a 1-5-4-1. So the 5 players. I was paying attention last night. I went back and watched our game last night. I know Ben had a little education there, but it starts across the back line there. That's how they designate where it starts. So the keeper is the 1, and then 5 back line, 4 through the midfield. Looks like a flat 4 midfield, and 1 player up top. Kind of set up for a counterattack soccer, being willing to defend deep in their own half and look to spring a quick counterattack. Ball pops out, almost takes out the camera there. And we got more subs coming in.
As far as the defenses you were talking about, Benson, do those change game to game, kind of minute to minute? How often does teams kind of have a base defense they like to play, or does teams switch them up often?
It's definitely something. I think it's something that every team has something they prefer to play. They prefer to start in. If you're going into a game that you got a certain style. Hold on, we're going to get a good counterattack, good attacking piece here for the Lady Colonels. Going to earn a corner out of it. Yeah, I think it's one. Defenses are something that coaches are, style of play is something that coaches tend to stick with, and then make adjustments leading into big games or against big opponents. Maybe it's a single striker. Maybe it's because you saw that more whenever, especially when Maddie Griggs was around, teams would like double and triple team her, and then, probably not do that to anybody else. But they were just so worried about her. Colonel's unable to get on the end of it, but able to put enough pressure on to win it back right away. Got to be careful with those flags there. See, there's Brook Taylor on the ball. Just good movement. Good movement. Athletic. Well done, keeper collecting that ball. Sometimes you just got to test the keeper and see if they can hang on to it. I'd like to see maybe, I'm sure Ben will say something about, their keeper struggling with their punts to get it up out much further than, 40 yards. Probably push that line up a little bit more and try to win that first ball and start the offense off, a little bit sooner rather than having to fight for it. Good, and there we go. We're going to bring it around. Those two are working together again, just their understanding and their play off of each other's, In this game, you're going to be able to see them work together so well with only the one striker there to give them any problems. And great run. Great give and go. Well done. Oh. Right now, Henderson's just that mess that Webster's making in the middle is giving them fits. I mean, it's tough. It's tough as long as they don't get frustrated. That's the key. You play these games enough. You just can't get frustrated in these games. Yeah. But you got to continue with your question. I mean, even attacking, you got great shot. Unfortunate. A little high. But he, even on offense, coaches typically have a style they want to play, things that they want to do. But that can change. We were just going back to our McCracken County game, about halftime, I said, let's just do this and try this and see what happens. And then our offense started clicking. So it was just a small adjustment of taking our wide players and bringing them in so they could connect a little bit more and we could be a little bit closer together so we could play, because I felt like we were unable to get them the ball and they were just on an island on the outside. And we were like, hey, tuck in, let's see if we can connect. And then we started getting some opportunities going forward. So, a lot of times that halftime is whenever you make those adjustments. That's where, soccer, the unfortunateness of no timeouts. You can't stop it after 10 minutes and say, hey, this ain't working, let's do something different. Lady Corners earn another corner kick with about 10 minutes to go, still up 2-0. Got an in-swinger coming in. Play it there. Probably going to pop it right out there. Yep. Easy soccer. Well played ball across. Handled by the keeper. Good job.
Getting a lot of kicks on goal, aren't we?
Yeah, Henderson's getting a lot of opportunities, and that's kind of what that was going to be expected. I mean, like kind of what we were mentioning earlier is that Ben does such a good job of coaching the offense. His teams are just. You go back and watch some of the records some of his teams have set, some of his players have set, and you just see great offensive play. But then you see kind of play like that where they're just smart and they know how to play defense as well. Which anybody who knows anything about sports, especially free-flowing sports like soccer or basketball, sports like this, good defense typically turns into good offense. And Nadia Gilbert with an effort. We got the ball right there, just right into the keeper's hands. And again, they're going to find it hard to get forward. And Henderson's going to continue to get these looks. There. Simple little cut back. Probably at some point you're going to maybe have to see a good individual effort from a player to try to break through the line on a dribble or make a good hard deep run across the line to get in, like this ball right here. I believe that's Amari Carter on the left wing today. Looks like Ben's playing a 4-2-3-1. Looks like what he's lined up in, but he's pushing his outside backs forward to help support the attack. If you look in the middle, he's got those two center mids, 20 and 8 are kind of holding down the midfield, along with one attacking center mid and then two wingers and a forward. I wouldn't be surprised maybe if he throws one more body forward to try to create a little more offense. Reese Crafton coming in with a great shot from Reese Crafton. That might be where they can find opportunities as well, as maybe shooting from a little bit deeper. Lady Colonel score to make it 3-0 with about 7 minutes left in the half. But that might be another spot where they could try to find opportunities maybe from a little deeper, where that back line of 5 can't get to them. But a great play, great layoff. And they win it. And there's that counterattack we were talking about. They're looking to spring their one player up top, knowing that there's only 2 Henderson players. Little unknown fact, that's actually against the rules. You can't yell at somebody whenever they're playing like that. But then we got CC. Oh, no, that's not CC. That's right. That's Kate Rush. Good individual defending from Brook Taylor. Macy Onstock. Well played to get out of the back. So we're about 5 minutes left in the half, and Lady Colonel still leading 3-0. And I'm sure Coach Dempsey would like to have a couple more on the board, but again, I don't think he'd be completely upset with the team's play. They're possessing the ball, they're able to move it, and at the end, being able to do stuff you're going to want to do in the region tournament is more important than just putting goals in the back of the net. Brook Taylor with her fantastic shot and a good save by their keeper. Here we go. We got Amari Carter on the backside with a nice, easy goal. To make it, as soon as I say 1 minute later, Lady Colonels make it 4-0. And maybe they're starting to find a little bit of their rhythm. And you can see on the bench, Coach Dempsey and the coaching staff still very encouraging. Still coaching their team to do the right things and play the way they want to play, because, like we were saying, that's when you want to be you want to be playing your best soccer going into next week. We got a keeper who needs her shoes tied. Every once in a while you'll have that. Yeah, a little teammate help there. Every once in a while you'll have that. With their gloves on, it's pretty difficult.
That's right, yeah. Your first instinct is to go downtown and be like, oh, I got these guys.
Yeah, what am I going to do?
I need some help.
Yeah, like Mickey Mouse hands. Webster County back in. Yep. Good individual defending there. Terrion Onan with the throw. And that's where, you know, sometimes things happen. The ref can't always see them. That was definitely a handball. Popped up, hit her right in the arm. But, you know, it's on to the keeper, to the ref's back. It makes it difficult to see, even for an established referee like Gustavo. I think we're starting to see a little bit maybe what Henderson wanted to do. I've seen it a few times already. Looks like they're looking for that diagonal ball from one side of the 18, on top of the 18 to the back post, and trying to find. And you're kind of seeing it again. They're just didn't get it up, but you can kind of see that maybe that's where Ben's trying to. Can we sneak in on that back post? About 3.5 minutes left. Lady Colonel still leading 4-0. And that's where, you know, you got to win that ball. That's a great win by Caitlin Honeycutt, rather, and just to win that ball, because you got to win it, or you put your keeper and your other center back in a one-on-one situation, which you really don't want. You want to be able to defend in numbers, and there we go. We're turning upfield. Play it quick, play her quick. And that's just enough, you know. Good ball across the top. And lay off. Be a little more patient. Be a little more patient on that shot. Probably had a little bit better option. And even Carice there probably had a better opportunity. She probably had enough time to take a touch and get the line and get a little bit better pull than that. Sorry about that. I got caught watching the game again. Simple play, moving the ball backwards. Back up and in. Yep, Macy Onstadt with a good win. That transition, that's something that's hard to teach. The transition, that switching from offense to defense and defense back to offense. And you can see that, you know, well coached in doing that, recognizing that this is a good opportunity. Just under 2 minutes left to play. Yep, that's the ball they're looking for. And that's the ball they're looking for. Great ball from Brook Taylor to Carice. To Carice Toombs. I think that's the ball they're looking for right now. Is that diagonal ball to the back post. So what is that? Their last 3 goals in the last, 10 minutes? 10 to 12 minutes or so?
Yeah, about 6 minutes.
About 6 minutes, yeah, even the last 3 goals. And that's just their style. Even when they get going, they just score in buckets, the Lady Colonels do. The Ben's teams typically do. When they realize they – that ball's going to stay in. The ball's going to stay in, create a little trouble. Yep, there we go. Webster, there you go. Nice, easy out. Just confidence in play, a lot of practice. When you see players when you see what just saw from Reese Crafton, that's a lot of practice. That's a lot of time on the ball, practicing and being comfortable pulling a move like that with one defender, knowing that if you lose it, you know, they could potentially get a shot off. You kind of see right here in the middle, K. Rush just holding the middle, which is helping protect. She's helping any pass that might come central. Oh, we got another goal.
Goal for the Lady Colonels.
Alana Hall with another goal. Taking it to 6 with just under 30 seconds left in the half. I think talking about it. We've been talking about Coach Dempsey being pleased with the game. I think, now I think he's probably going to be he'll probably be a little bit happier than he was if we'd have stuck at the 2. But even though they were playing good soccer, just seeing the ball hit the back of the net like this, and again, kind of going back to what we were talking about earlier, where what are you looking for in players? Like, find me somebody who wants to score goals,
7, 6,
right?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yep. And that's the half. At the half, Lady Colonels 6, Webster County Lady Trojans 0.
You mentioned, really the last basically 8 minutes of the half, Lady Colonels exploded with 4 goals. What did you see them doing differently there those last 8 minutes?
I think they started to play around that. They started to attack that back line different. Webster County was keeping those 5 back players on the back line about arm's length away from each other. And you just can't pass. It's hard to pass through that. You can't dribble through it. So what you started to see was these lofted balls kind of going over the heads towards the back post.
We're going to see the Colonelettes here on the WSO Radio Facebook page. We'll get a performance from them. Come back more with Benson, talk about his team's region preview, and recap the scoring in the first half. Again, it's the Lady Colonels on top 6-0 here at halftime. And now the Henderson County High School Colonelettes dance team.
I'm shooting website worldwide, man, headed all the way to doctors. When I say Brooklyn, stand up, better just fix your posture. And every hearing needs his theme song, so who ain't here trying to see? You get a chance, boy. What you think? I done everything but the kitchen sink. I try to be something in the neighborhood. I know all the little grannies when they say big talk. And here you come barging in. All echoes like a proverb guard again. So we see the monologue and the argument. I'm like, who ain't here trying to start a riot? Yeah, who ain't here trying to start a riot? I'm coming through with my crew to make a pay. I don't need no super suit, I'm feeling brave. Don't be a hero, turn around and walk away. Wait, who ain't here trying to start it?
Colonelettes dance team, again, our coverage of Henderson County High School fall sports. Our video stream coverage being brought to you by Evansville Teachers Federal Credit Union, also by Smith-Hart Insurance Agency, by Rock House on the River, and by Henderson Ford. Lady Colonels on top 6-0 here at halftime against Webster County. Lady Colonels got their first goal just about 3 minutes into the contest. Cece Palomo, the senior, opened up the scoring for the Lady Colonels. Lady Colonels got their second goal 8 minutes into the half. Macy Onstadt, the junior, scored the goal, making it 2-0, and it stayed that way for quite a while. It stayed 2-0 until 33 minutes into the first half. Just over 33 minutes, Reese Crafton scored on a deep ball, the senior, giving the Lady Colonels a 3-0 lead. Lady Colonels would make it 4-0 later in the half on a goal from sophomore Amari Carter. Carice Toombs, a goal with 38 minutes into the contest, and Elena Hall scored a goal about 30 seconds before halftime to put the Lady Colonels on top 6-0. Again, our fall sports coverage here on WSON Radio's Facebook page and WSONradio.com, being brought to you by Evansville Teachers Federal Credit Union, also Henderson Ford, Rock House on the River, and Smith-Hart Insurance Agency. Benson, focus goes to the region for your guys next week. Kind of tell us where the region will be played at this year, and some of the teams, besides your guys, of course, to maybe compete for a region title next week.
Okay. Yeah, we're next week. Well, we don't know the dates and the times yet, but we do know it'll be Monday through Thursday. So the draw will either leave you playing on Monday, and if you're lucky enough to win that one, you play Wednesday and then possibly Thursday, or you could get a 3-day trip down to Madisonville North Hopkins. With the COVID protocols they have in place, they're making sure we have enough time to clean the facilities. So the first games will start at 5:30, and the second games won't start till 8. So it's kind of a late time. But you play. You kind of deal with that play. But that's where we'll be. And then obviously Webster County made it through. They'll draw a district winner from one of the other 3 districts in our region. I believe Trigg County beat Lyon County, so those Lyon County will be playing a winner from another region, from another district, and Trigg County will be playing. And then tonight is Madisonville, Hopkins County Central. Hopkins County Central on Monday night beat Caldwell County after losing to them in the regular season. They came back and they beat them in the first round of district tournament on Monday. They won 3-0. So, I know that Coach Lutz is really excited about that. And then down last night, down in the Hopkinsville area, Christian County upset Hopkinsville. I mean, Christian County hadn't won a game all year.
Wow.
And only scored, I believe, 5 goals on the season and scored 3 last night to win 3-2 against, a team in Hopkinsville that they haven't beaten since, or they hadn't beaten in 9 years maybe. But I think maybe it's been 9, but I believe the last time that Christian County was in the region tournament was 2013. So for them, it's been a long stretch, and they just found that maybe they're starting to click for them, for the Colonels down south, and maybe they're starting to click. But they'll be paired up with UHA in their district championship, which I'm sure is tomorrow night. So we'll kind of see how everything shakes up on Friday. There's always teams that you hope that you can avoid as long as possible. But right now, I like the way we're playing. So, eventually, if you're going to win games, you're going to have to beat a good team no matter what. So the draw really, it's kind of a fun day. That's what Ben and I have been talking a little bit about today. It's a fun day. It's like the expectation, the excitement. It would be nice to know who you're going to play right now. But there's also a lot of excitement in that draw and looking at it and say, all right, now let's get ready for it. So,
Go ahead, Ben.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's what Ben and I have been talking a little bit about today. It's a fun day.
I think I wanted to give some shout outs.
Yeah, let's give some shout outs here.
We were replaying our right there, so I threw that off a little bit right there.
A little delay.
And Bill will have to get those. There they are. Here we go. Some shout outs here. We got Rhonda Thurman Steele, Gina Alvey, Shannon Coombs, Mary Rickard, Marianne Rideout, Tootie Cravens, Scott Stone's watching tonight. So, hey, be sure to comment and share. Get it out to folks who can catch Lady Colonel soccer. But kind of back to region, Vincent, is there, I know sometimes years past there's a top team, or do you feel like there's one team that, eventually you guys would have to beat to get through, or is it a little more wide open this year?
I think it's looking like a three-team race. And I wouldn't want to count Trigg County out, but it definitely looks like it's a three-team race between UHA, who's had a fantastic year. They got, I think, the second leading scorer in the state, and Will Bryan, who's also a standout basketball player for them. But he's done really well, and they got a really, I think they have a player who's setting him up a lot of goals. So they got a guy who's pretty high in assists as well. So they're a talented, very strong, talented team. And then Madisonville, of course, is Chris Dock is a Gieselau. He always does a great job down there, and he's going to have his team organized, and they're going to play hard, and they're going to give their heart for the game. So, and then there's us, and I think we're definitely in that conversation. You look at a couple of different places. One place we're ranked pretty high, and then our RPI is pretty low. So, we'll have to wait and see, and but you got to play the games, and you can't take anybody for granted. You don't want to, you just saw Christian County upset Hopkinsville. You don't want to step into a game and think, all right, well, this is going to be a game we're going to win. Let's already start thinking about the next one. There is no next one. There's only the one in front of you. And kind of coaching cliche talk there, but it really is. That's the way you got to approach all these games. I've been doing it for a while now, and the minute you start to overlook somebody, the minute you're, like we were talking about, the girls came on fire in the last, probably 10 minutes or so. But, if it's 2-0 at half, you get pretty tight.
Sure.
And even in a game that you feel confident that you're going to end up winning anyway, you still don't like going into halftime in a close one against somebody, even a team that, you feel like you're better than.
Expect to see anything different from Henderson here in the second half, or kind of more what we saw in that last 10 minutes, like you said?
I think you'll see more of what you saw. Depending on how the halftime break treats the Lady Trojans, I think what you also saw was Henderson's ability to possess the ball and make them move and make them run and make them chase really started to wear them down. And I think you started to see some tired legs. They weren't getting to the balls that they were getting to early in the game, even midway through the first half. And I think it started to catch up with them a little bit. And low numbers on the bench, maybe a little bit are hurting it too. But I think you'll see much. I think you're going to see a lot more of what you saw at the end of the half. I think you're going to see some players, ready just to go out there and get this thing done and end it a little bit early. But you never know. Webster comes out with a little bit of fire after a halftime break. It might turn it into a little bit of a game.
Henderson County on top 6-0 here at halftime, getting set to start the second half here from Colonel Field. It's the girls' 6th district championship. Coach Pryor and the Colonels won the boys' district title 10-0 last night against Webster County. As Coach said, they prepare for region play next week. The girls will get to be home here for region. The girls' region soccer tournament played right here in Henderson next week. And again, they're on top 6-0. Our coverage of Henderson County High School fall sports on our video stream being brought to you by Evansville Teachers Federal Credit Union, also by Rock House on the River, by Henderson Ford, and by Smith Art Insurance Agency. Appreciate all the shout outs on Facebook. But hey, the best way you can thank us is be sure to thank those sponsors for us and let them know you checked out Colonels and Lady Colonels Soccer here on WSON and the WSON Radio Facebook page. But again, if you see us on Facebook, this game, if you're just joining us, you can catch the first half just a few minutes after it concludes. It'll be archived on the page, and you can check it out later. Like Benson said, a lot of coaches may be taking a look at this, but we're glad to have them. And, hey, share it out with your friends. Give us a comment. Give us a like. We appreciate that as well. Doing some things on social media this year with the limitations of fans, so we want to do what we could for Henderson County Schools, and glad to have the Lady Colonels here tonight, and the Colonels a couple times this season. Again, our next video stream coming up Friday night with the football Colonels, and their home football game against Davis County will be on the air at 7 on our stream, and of course radio coverage pregame beginning at 5:45. Getting set to start the second half. Back to Colonels soccer coach Benson Pryor.
Thank you, Greg. All right, I'm going to stand up because it lets me, I'm short, it lets me see better. I don't need to be any lower. And then we see a little bit of pressure right away from Nadia. Yeah, see the number, they're already attacking with numbers. Good bit of attacking there. There was a point in time in the first half, too, that the attack was, Ben would probably agree. I don't want to, not to say anything that would be viewed as poorly, but I think the play got pretty predictable there for a little bit. Midway through the first half, I think he would probably agree that they were kind of just playing some passes, making some runs that were pretty easy to pick up and identify even before they were going to come. And then you can see right now they're making some runs that are not predictable, and they're making passes that are not predictable. Sending CC out to bring it in. Well done right there. I mean, that little movement there they weren't doing in the first half, unlocking CC to the outside, because now all of a sudden the focus, if you're a team and you're focused on 21 and you're used to seeing her in the middle, now all of a sudden you're trying to figure out why is she out there and who's supposed to be picking her up. Webster moving the ball up, getting it, and Kaylin Honeycutt able to snuff it out right before they got past midfield line. Able to get involved in the attack. But you can kind of see what we talked about. I kind of figured Ben would want them to get to that end line and pull it back into the team. Might have to go a little bit quicker and a little bit earlier to catch them before they can get set, and so you don't have maybe take the keeper out of it a little bit. Oh. There we go. Maybe she just didn't like punting that direction in the first half. That was a good one. Able to get the ball upfield. Nice play. Look, we're going to the baseline again, just cutting back. Look, here we go. Oh, you got to be a little unselfish there. Being a little unselfish there. I think that's where you shoot. You got to shoot that ball. I mean, that's where she comes off the field, and I say, I appreciate you that you like to pass to your teammates, but I'd rather you shoot. There we go. Well taken. Oh, that was a good shot. Just barely missed the post. But you can see the intensity's picked up a lot, And for both teams, realizing that next week they both get to play, there's a lot of focus on, we want to be playing good soccer, but there's a lot of, attention, especially from the coaches, on both sides, whether you're winning 6-0 or losing 6-0, just don't get hurt. Even in our game last night, I don't want to hurt them. I don't want to hurt them. I hope I hope we don't get hurt. That's one of those. It's one of those things you're trying to avoid at this point in the season. There you go. And ball goes across the end line for a corner kick. Mm-hmm. See what the Lady Colonels can bring in. Get an end swinger here. I know I heard Ben get you a couple times with the trivia. Do you know why they call it an end swinger, Greg? Okay. There it is. That's it. Yeah. That's it. You got it. It's pretty simple. I'm not trying to trick you. I know Ben was trying to trick you last night. I know he's trying to get you.
You're You're much
Yep.
nicer guy.
I've been told that. What a good goal. Good goal. Look, Caitlin Honeycutt.
For the Lady Colonel.
No, I don't know if you can be a nicer guy than Ben. I'll be honest.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Appreciate Ben helping us out. Appreciate you helping us out, Benson. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, I was just disappointed we didn't get to do it early in the year.
Yeah, we were too.
Yeah, there we go. Lady Colonels go up 7-0 with 4 minutes expired in the second half. Yeah. You see Kate Rush in there winning the ball, playing that defensive center mid-row. It looks like Ben maybe is holding her back and just playing with the one center defensive mid-row and maybe playing with two attacking mids to pump a little more attack into going forward. But with only one attacking player, you can play Kate in front of those two. Got a pretty hard foul there. Early play, smart. Catch them before they're not ready. Ball back in. That's trouble. That's trouble. Yeah, keeper makes a heroic save there. That's one of those ones that might have been the straw that broke the camel's back if that one goes in. Don't know. CC continued to put pressure on the ball and on pressure on the goal.
Yeah, pretty impressive, Benson. 7 goals by 7 different players here tonight for the Lady Colonels.
Absolutely. I mean, that's just, again, that just shows how Ben coaches them. He for a couple of years, for 4 years, and then you go back even his first couple of years, whenever he's had some great goal scorers, but then whenever he doesn't have that one singular great scorer, he can coach a whole team to do it. And then, that's just a mark of good coaching and good understanding from his players on what to do. But, 7 goals on 7 from 7 different players. And I would venture to say probably over half those were assisted as well. Just good ball movement. There we go. Webster County working hard to get the ball out of the back. And that's where you just fall into if you're playing the drop deep, that low block. If you can't hit your target player, it's just a restart of offense all over again, Looks like they dropped CC into more of an attacking mid-row to get more involved. Maybe they feel like maybe Ben felt like she wasn't getting involved enough, wasn't getting enough touches to help impact the game. So it looked like maybe they brought her in.
It's like one of the more kind of stronger legs on the team, Benson, for CC.
Yeah, it looks like. She's hit a couple balls. She's hit a couple shots there that they're hitting the back. They're hitting that fence tough. Even that cross right there. That's a lot of leg strength. Good effort from both the Lady Colonels there. Win this one and put it right back in. Makes life hard. Makes life really hard as a defense whenever you struggle to even get the ball out of your own out of the box. Battling in the corner over there. She's talking about her leg strength. She's feeling it because she's taking some from some pretty deep areas. She gets one up in the air, I think it'll be a problem. There we go, nice easy play. Ashby Greenwell getting to touch the ball for the first time in the half. And just restart that offense. Nope. They were trying to get her offside, but then she stopped running. We had that happen a couple times last night. But if the player stops running and doesn't impact the play, technically she wouldn't be offside. That's hard to do sometimes. when maybe you don't know that you're offside. They're gonna move it again. Look, oh, nice pass. Good idea. Yep, Nadia's battling there. Good job, Nadia. Really battling. Find that pass. One more. Oh. Left foot. Just a little off balance. Couldn't get through it. But an excellent play from her and from CC and Nadia. Nadia to get that ball back in was great. There we go. Isabel McChesney continuing to win the ball in the midfield. You know, put pressure on the Webster County back line. Yep. Kate Rush picking the ball up in the midfield. Nice, easy pass. Again, going wide to try to stretch that defense and make them move, trying to pull them apart. But after you do, the key's got to be you got to be pretty quick to get back through those gaps. There's Kate Rush moving the ball forward. Look, fantastic ball to the wing. Looks like a corner kick earned by the Lady Colonels. But what you'd like to see there is, even though it's going to go out for a corner, they were still working hard to save it, to maybe, to get something a lot easier. Corner kicks are nice, but getting across from about 12 yards away is a lot nicer. And goes out for a goal kick.
Benson, on those corner kicks, I know Ben talked about, having those sit pieces, those sit plays. How often is there, a play on in a corner kick? How often is it just kind of you just sit up and trying to make something happen?
Well, I mean, I'd say most teams and most coaches, like, they have a plan. We have a defensive strategy on corners that, we actually adopted it last year. Last year, I thought we were going to be a pretty good team in the air, but, man, we couldn't defend corner kicks to save our lives, so we had to try something different. And then it actually started becoming effective. And then this year, we've used it this year, and I don't know if we've given up a goal. I think we only given up one goal on a corner kick this year. So, but as far as attacking set pieces, on attacking those corner kicks, yeah, you kind of draw stuff up. You kind of got some ideas, like, can we put the keeper in a little bit of pressure by putting players around her, or can you block off somebody? Because you can't set picks in soccer. I mean, that's illegal, but you can kind of, you might be able to rub somebody and bump somebody and just maybe get them,
just enough to get some space.
Just enough room to get enough space. And sometimes you run some plays to try to find something like that. But that was one of our just few gripes I had from last night was we had a few corner kicks, and I was like, why aren't we running the corner kick we want to run? Like, we have something, and it's been pretty effective for us this year at creating opportunities. And I'm like, why aren't we trying to run that right now? Because, again, you want to be doing the right things at the right time. About 12 and a half minutes into the second half, Lady Colonel's still leading 7-0. But it's been all Lady Colonels here in the second half for sure. Ball skips there. Yeah, you can see CC just getting way more involved on the ball here in the second half. Oh, good ball to the top of the 18. Isabella run through. Yeah, here we go. Well, I think we're getting a corner kick out of that maybe. Yep. Lady Colonels earning another corner kick. Normally a coach will have probably a couple different corners that they run. We have one set. We like to try to run a few different things out of just one set. Our thinking on the boys' side anyway is, can we make it all look the same so you don't know what we're going to do? So it just looks like the same thing every time we do it. It just changes a little bit right there. See, there it is. Oh, wow. Man. That's as close as you can get without scoring.
Wow.
But right there, I mean, they put pressure on the keeper. The keeper didn't have room to move. And they played it near post. And pretty, you don't have to do a whole lot. Just kind of redirect it and bang it in. But somehow that ball decided it was going to take a completely different spin. And two battling there. And you can see, CC's strong, willing to take that contact. Okay, playing the ball deep into the corner. Lady Colonel's making some big mass substitutions here. Ashby Greenwell stepping out. Ashby's for sure an all-state level keeper. When you look at next year for coach, that's going to be a big hole to fill, replacing that level of keeper. He's had a couple of great ones in a row, and I think he's got some young talent. But it's going to be, they're going to have they're going to have big shoes to fill, really big shoes to
For
fill.
the Lady Colonels, Carice Toon, Ashton Minot, Imari Carter, and Brook Taylor.
Slow down, Brook. There you go. Put the ball wide. Good ball.
We also have a keeper change for the Lady Colonels. Now between the pipes, Chloe Honeycutt.
Looks like another earned corner. And we have Chloe Honeycutt, sister of Caitlin Honeycutt, back in. You can see she's playing real high. I'm going to try to help anything that maybe comes out real long. She's going to play it with her feet, obviously. You can't pick the ball up out there. There's another opportunity. And right there, you just make a mess in front of goal. The scrum and the ball does that.
There you go.
I mean,
Goal for the Lady Colonel.
let's see, it looks like Ashton Lynham maybe was able to bang in the, sometimes you just want to make a mess. You'll hear a coach, if you stick around long enough, you'll hear a coach yell that every once in a while. Just make a mess of it. In about 15 minutes gone in the second half, Lady Colonels take their lead to 8-0. Now they were tying the goalie's shoe again. I was looking for our numbers. I was like, well, Webster County's missing a player. No, she was back there helping her teammate out again. Good pass central. Yep. Ashton Lynham showing that she has some power from
Just a freshman, right?
Just a freshman, yep. And anytime if you watch, you sit around and watch them enough, you see that once that ball gets in the air and kind of gets, above the head, it can sometimes it can be a problem for the keepers. Looks like that wind's picking back up a little bit. Yep, battling there. Yeah, nice play. Smart decision. Get that ball wide and let's bring it back in. Right there, I mean, you say put it, put another one you hear coaches will say, put it in the mixer. And so you put it in that mixer and that she takes one wrong step, she turns the ball into the back of the net. I've seen crazier things happen. But you come out here, there we go, good play. But you come out and see the facilities, and you just got to thank Henderson County and the school system and Henderson County High School and athletic department for, just the facilities upgrades that we've had.
Returns to the contest for the Lady Colonel.
We've got the new scoreboard, which you can see from Garden Mile.
Right.
The new lights.
Yeah.
The new lights that we got for region tournament. Right. I remember Ben talking about that last night, but just being able to have lights that we can host region tournament now. It's just, it was always a shame there for a long stretch. We couldn't host region tournament. We have one of the better facilities, soccer fields, great dugouts, plenty of parking, plenty of seating, but we couldn't play here because our lights weren't good enough. So now we got the new lights.
Stepped up, looks great.
Yeah, I mean, and if you go back and watch old video, you realize the difference in the lights, It almost looked dark if you go back and watch some of our old game film. And then the new speakers, they just mounted this year. We got new speakers, and, they sound great. New goals up.
Natural surface here, Benson. I know you probably play, maybe a quarter of your games on turf these days, maybe more than half. But would you like to see turf here one day, or do you like the natural surface?
I think that's a loaded question. Actually, we don't play that much on turf. We actually went to Apollo the other night, and they just got their brand new facility. Right. And I assumed we were going to get to play on their turf because they didn't have any games that night. Oh man, barely missed on that one. It's another good play. That one, instead of going to the near post, they try their luck at the back post. So that's where you're just seeing. That's just a simple change up to what he's trying to do. Sometimes it's just ball placement, but. I thought we'd get to play on the turf there, but we haven't, limited season, but we haven't played on turf all year. And I usually try to find at least one game on turf. And our other game on turf was going to be Owensboro Senior, but we lost that game to COVID restrictions. So that was one we unfortunately missed out on. Yeah, but
that's what I was kind of thinking of. The Owensboro schools most.
What a great goal!
Yeah.
What a great goal! Yeah.
Goal for the Lady Colonel.
Amari Carter with a fantastic goal. Fantastic goal from the top. And that's kind of what I was talking about. Just maybe an individual effort every once in a while to break somebody down. But would I want to turf? I'm a natural grass guy. I like playing on natural grass. But I tell you one thing it gives you a home field advantage when you play on turf because you get to practice on turf. About halfway through the second half, closing in on halfway through the second half, and Lady Colonel's up 9-0. Next goal will bring in the mercy rule, and they'll blow the whistle, and it'll end on the next go. I'm going to call this one in real quick. Looks like Kylie Bennett coming into the game. I'm going to bring that up because I coached her brothers.
Okay.
Brendan and Bryce Bennett. I coached
There
them.
usually are soccer families.
Mm-hmm. There are. Yeah.
Brother plays, sister plays, or vice versa for brothers.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
In for the Lady Colonels, number 30, Kylie Bennett.
But yeah, and I mean, turf's nice because it's always perfect. You can play on it no matter what. It's green in the spring. You can put a big H in the middle of the field, and you don't have to worry about repainting it. And you can do all the nice stuff, and it's limited amount of water really needed. Good play. But at the end of the day, it just doesn't play the same. It's super fast. The ball bounces really high. And then you start getting real picky, and you say, then you get the rubber pellets in your socks and in your shoes.
Right. Pros and cons to both. Yeah,
or one pops up, or one gets in your eyes. Heaven forbid that ever happens. That's the worst.
Guys' Final Four runs, if you go to Georgetown or wherever it may be and play on turf, and you can see the ball move incredibly faster than more than that.
Yeah, it's a huge advantage. Yep. It's a huge advantage. We had it a couple years in a row at Paul Lawrence Dunbar, and we had to play them at their place on turf, and we don't play on turf. And they moved the ball so fast that it took us a long time. We spent most of the game just trying to get used to how fast the ball played versus, the quality of our play. But that was. But I mean, at the end of the day, would we take it? Absolutely, we would take it. And it's just a facilities upgrade. Limited, again, you don't have to pay for seed. You don't have to pay for fertilizer. And it always looks good. There we go. Lady Colonel, see you. Kind of, again, what you want to see from your team. Up 9-0. Still making good soccer plays. Still making good soccer decisions. Trusting their teammates. Nobody right now is trying to say, I got to score.
Kind of like you said earlier, this is where you want to see who's still playing hard. Who's still going 100%, even though it's 9-0.
Yep. Who's gonna play through and finish the game out. But like I said, another big one here is just nobody going to be selfish. Like, you got a good opportunity, if your teammate got a better opportunity, give her the ball. Let her score it. Mari Carter just kind of hanging out over here. She's going to sneak in on them if they're not careful. Brook Taylor with a good play. Good move on top of the box. Looks like Coach is getting some of his players. Maybe he's going to be looking to next year and the future to carry the team. There we go. A little bit of push in the back. But rest going to give the corner kick.
I know a lot of your guys last night, maybe they've had 4 or 5 sophomores score in the game last night. So I know you had some young guys in there. Yeah,
we have a really talented younger group. Our sophomore class, and that's not even the one. That's ones that are currently on varsity. But we got a pretty good sophomore class that'll even be coming up from the JV team next year. But yeah, those guys. That wasn't just last night. We get those guys in. They've really solidified our depth, and we're able to rotate guys a lot, and we're not losing a ton. I mean, Carter Denton and Braden Myers-Curry, they just give us so much pace on the outside. And then Heido Mejia coming in this year, first-year player for us. He's a firecracker. He gets in. It's like he scores every game almost. It feels like it anyway, because he's not afraid to shoot. But yeah, you get in these games like this, you kind of want to find. I mean, as long as this game goes, if it goes for another 16 minutes, getting these minutes for these players is big, even in a game that they have control. But I know how Coach Dempsey coaches his team. I know the things that he says to him, and he's definitely telling them, hey, you need to go in there and prove that you can play in these kind of games, even in this kind of game. This is a tournament game, so you got to make the plays. You got to be able to make plays against this team. There you go. And they're battling a little bit. Those two are battling a little bit. There we go. Kylie comes out on top. Progresses the ball up the field. Webster County putting them right back under pressure again. There we go. Oh, nice move on the sideline there to get free. Right now, you might like to see Amari come a little bit wider, pull away from that back line a little bit. So maybe they can bring the ball this way and they'll find her and she'll have a little bit more space to operate. I'm going to try to use a little pace. Here we go. Yep, that's it. That's the game.
Give Amari the hat trick there.
That's the game.
3 goals for Amari.
Goal for the Lady Colonels.
And Danny was so excited. Yeah, I think he accidentally just turned the whole scoreboard off.
Henderson County Lady Colonels 10.
Good job from everybody.
Trojans 0.
You saw flashes from Webster County. You got to tip your hat to them. You saw flashes. That deep back line really caused Henderson a problem for a long stretch of that first half.
Yeah, pretty first 32 minutes of the game, a 2-0 game. Anybody's game at that point.
Anybody's game. And those 2 goals they gave up were really good goals to start, and then they kind of, they got comfortable in their positioning a little bit, and they were able to make it a game, and they stayed with it, and at the same time they didn't, it got physical, but it's a physical sport. It's a, where this is 100% a contact sport. Out there, only piece of padding you got is a little plastic shin guard, and you end up on your, it's easy to end up on your back pretty quick out there, and but it didn't get over the top and outrageous. So, both teams able to move on to the next round, able to play everybody they got. That's a big one. I think last night in the Apollo Owensboro Catholic game, I was following it on Twitter, and unfortunately for Apollo, I think they lost a starter for a red card. Him and another player got to pushing each other, and ref threw them both out. And you're going to miss the district championship.
Going to have coverage of the all-district team and then the district runner-up and district championship trophy presentation. So we'll catch that from the voice of Colonel Field, PA announcer Danny Perkins. Again, special thanks to our video sponsors as we'll go to Danny Perkins.
We'll begin first with the all-academic team members from Henderson County. Again, this is based on an unweighted cumulative GPA of 3.5 or above. Hannah Austin. Remy Bryant. Imari Carter. Macy Farley. Nadia Gilbert. Ashby Greenwell. Ilana Hall. Caitlin Honeycutt. Chloe Honeycutt. Ashton Lynham. Jalen Lyons. Isabella McChesney. Terriana Onan. Macy Onstad. Cecilia Palumo. Reese Toombs. And Caden Walker. All academic team members from Henderson County. Congratulations, ladies, for a good job in the classroom. Next, we'll present the members of the 6th District Girls All-District Team. Again, selected by the participating coaches based on regular season play. From Henderson County, Ashton Lynham. From Webster County, Abby Mikulak. From Union County, Lyra Adams. From Henderson County, Macy Onstadt. From Webster County, Mia Morales. From Union County, Mary Oxford. From Henderson County, Nadia Gilbert. From Webster County, Hannah Corbin. And from Henderson County, Ilana Hall. This is your 6th District Girls Soccer All-District Team. now for the team trophy presentations. The 6th District Tournament runner-up, the Webster County Lady Trojans. And the girls' 6th District Tournament champions, the Henderson County Lady Colonels. Both teams will advance to next week's 2nd Region Tournament, which will be played here at Henderson County High School. The pairings for that tournament, as well as the 2nd Region Boys Tournament, will be determined and announced on Friday. We thank you for coming out and supporting the tournament this week. We do remind you, though, that there should be no gathering or waiting in the seating area. Please go ahead and exit to the parking lot and have a safe trip home.
Danny Perkins, the voice of Colonel Field that last Danny mentioned. Of course, region tournament next week. Now that you've seen these Lady Colonels, I know you've watched them closely this season, obviously here tonight. What do you think some keys will be for the Lady Colonels next week to defend their region crown and win another region title?
I think it's going to start from defending, just making sure they keep the other team out of the back of the net. If they can do that, I think there's more than enough offense from these Lady Colonels to get the ball in the back of the net. Also, just going to have a couple players just step up and make the best of their moments, especially in the offensive end, but even on the every once in a while you need a hero, and sometimes it might be the person who scores, the person who stops the other team. So I think they just do what they should do offensively and take care of the back line defensively. I think they'll be great.
Great job tonight, Benson. Once again, thank you for your time.
All right, appreciate it, Greg. Thank you.
Benson Pryor joining us on play-by-play of Henderson County Lady Colonels soccer tonight on the WSON Facebook page as Lady Colonels win the district championship 10-0 over the Webster County Lady Trojans. Both Henderson County and Webster County participating in the girls' 2nd Region soccer tournament held right here in Henderson next week. Again, our next video stream coming up Friday night. We're back with the football Colonels as they take on Davis County, a big Class 6A 1st District matchup on Friday. Coverage on our video stream will begin just before kickoff at 7 o'clock. On-air coverage beginning at 5:45 pregame, and again 7 o'clock kick on WSON and the WSON Facebook page. Special thanks to Benson Pryor, head coach of the Colonel soccer team, for helping us on the girls match tonight. Coach Ben Dempsey had the play-by-play last night. Bill Stevens, our producer. I'm Greg Busby. Lady Colonels, district champions, 10-0 over Webster County. From all of us here at WSON, for this time and until next time, good night, everybody.